Welcome back to Storytime with Colin, and today we are going to recap Global Time Attack Finals. So Global Time Attack is an event that I've always been wanting to go to, and they recently, this past year, they have had a stop in Seattle, so at the Ridge Motorsports Park, which is home to me, and then at Buttonwillow, which was the finals this year. And I've never been to any of the events. I've never participated, I've never even gone to spectate. So I just thought I'd kind of recap on what happened and how about the community down here in California, or just even at Global Time Attack in general. So a lot of records were broken this year, and obviously one of them being Amir, who I knew as that 9/11, and I had met him. This was the first time I met him in person, but obviously through the internet. If you were during that time where you were on Tumblr, which is kind of like a blogging platform, kind of before Instagram, kind of transitioning into Instagram, it was a very popular thread. And I knew about Amir when he had his 9/11, obviously, which I don't think he owns anymore. But if you guys don't know Amir, he is RS Future, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but he does have the purple NSX that is K-swapped, and obviously with aero done by himself, and many others who I don't know where to even begin naming who helped him in that project. But he was participating in, let me see here. So I definitely got to look at notes because I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But Amir's car was in street class, and he was bouncing back and forth between the E36 M3 and then obviously his own personal car. And so this year, the street class record was broken, and Amir did a 144.7. And his car is obviously it's K20, it's not a K24 swap, so it's K20 turbo. And hopefully we'll get to sit down with Amir and have a story time. But obviously that was just only one of the records broken this year. So that was just one of the records. So obviously another record we have is going to be the R35 GTR that did a 137.761, and that is the WR Technica team with David Hagtema. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. I don't know. But a 137 obviously at Buttonwillow. So anything at Buttonwillow probably under 2 minutes is considered fast, and that's just kind of like in the enthusiast, just regular track day. That's kind of where we put our things at. Anything sub 150 is quick. So if you guys don't really have an idea, it's kind of very similar to the Ridge. The Ridge, anything considered under 2 minutes is you want to go sub 2. And then if you want to be fast, you want to go near 50s, sub 50. Anything sub 50 is quick. And another one of the records broken this year at Global Time Attack was going to be the front wheel drive record, and that was broken by Jose in his FK8. It's 150.8. So like I said, within that time frame, it's this quick, almost sub 50 in a Type R in street class. And the classes there are multiple classes in Global Time Attack. I do believe there are 5 classes, so it's going to be Enthusiast, Street, Limited, Unlimited, and Pro Comp. And then in the Pro Comp class, I got to see the Spoon Sports car, which is Nick's car. And it's the first time I met Nick, and obviously one of the main things that I really liked about Global Time Attack was the hospitality from all the teams. And Nick was super awesome. He was like, hey, you want to come record us putting down the air jacks on the car? And then I was like, oh, is this a real Spoon car? And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about and touch on was the hospitality and the environment at Global Time Attack. Because this was my first time at Buttonwillow. I haven't been yet. Obviously, that's one of the tracks that I do want to go to. I want to sub 2 in S2000 with no aero. Maybe on some 100 tread tires, which is kind of cheating. But anyways, we'll get to that at a later point in time. But it's just, it's a very welcoming, and the community is absolutely great. Global Time Attack is something that I do want to participate in, but I don't know if I want to build a car specifically for Time Attack, because I think I may have more of an interest in wheel-to-wheel racing. But building a car for wheel-to-wheel racing is, shit's going to get fucked up because since you're wheel-to-wheel, right? You might be going 2 wide, 3 wide into a corner. So Spec Miata is something that I may be considering in the future. But for those of you that don't know what Time Attack is basically you're competing against time. So it's basically you're running your fastest lap And then depending on what group you're in, you're limited to, for example, if you're in I believe it's the limited class and the street class, you're limited to 200 tread-wear tires. And this event, I believe, was sponsored by Yokohama. So everyone was on the Yokohama AO52, which I personally haven't tried yet myself, but I have heard great things about them. And then you're limited on perhaps power if you're in the enthusiast class, engine swaps, aero, how much your splitter can stick out. So that's all very dependent on what class you're in, and you can look up the Global Time Attack rules on their website. Yeah, but recapping, there are many, many cool cars there. The Spoon Euro R, Amir's NSX, the GTR, the WRD Racing Prelude was, oh man, that car is amazing. I don't know when the last time I saw H22 was, especially H22 putting out about 600 to 700 horsepower, depending on how much boost. And the owner was like, oh, we wanted to run wider tires, but it was rubbing through the engine bay. So that's crazy. I don't even know when the last time I saw a Prelude was. So that was definitely one of my favorite cars there. And then we had the Viper, which unfortunately I don't know belongs to which team or who the owner, I don't know their social media, but I have a soft spot for Vipers, especially last gens, and especially ACRs. But that car, or this particular car, was I don't know if it's a base, or I forgot what the terms were because they kind of changed them up a little bit. But basically everything on the exterior is ACR. I don't know about engine mods or anything, but there's a cage, stripped out interior, so lightweight. And I think they were doing a 145, which is fucking quick. And some of the other cool cars that I saw, obviously the Art of Attack cars, the Art of Attack Supra, which has the Ings +1 kit, and then Voltex Swan Neck, Titan 7 wheels, JRZ RS Pros, and then RS Future Aero. And oh yeah, at this event, a lot of people were, a lot of cars had aero done by Amir, so RS Future, which was pretty cool because usually, you would think it's competition and everyone wants to win, right? But everyone's helping each other become faster and become better. Obviously that's a different, kind of a different environment from, like professional race events. And I guess the example would be when I was in, I think it was, when I was at Laguna Seca last year for the IMSA WeatherTech race. And it just kind of, being a photographer, you kind of see the ups and downs. The winners, super happy, celebrating, but then a lot of people who are going back to the pits seem very down. They obviously, they want to do better for next time, but it's just the contrast. Even if you didn't win or didn't place at Global Time Attack, everyone seems still fairly chill. I guess there's less on the line because there's less sponsors, there's less of a responsibility. And moving forward, I hope to gather more or learn more and share more about the differences between amateur racing, amateur motorsports, and then obviously the pro level of motorsports, because that's something that me and my buddy Owen and Justin were looking to go after. So, because for me, a very big stressful part about track days sometimes is that if I happen to be a photographer, your videographer, and your kind of coach or track instructor kind of guiding people, it's kind of, my mind's kind of all over the place, so I can't focus on one thing. But when I get to become a photographer, I get to capture the emotions, I get to see the details, and it's more relaxing. And this time, these set of photos were just for me, nothing, I just wanted to get the vibes right. And going on photography, a lot of times for me, I don't really care about the image being the sharpest. I just want the overall feel in the image to make you feel some kind of way, to invoke emotions, I suppose. So as long as they have that, emotion there for me, I think those photos are great. Because looking back, some of them aren't necessarily completely in focus, and sometimes the exposure, sometimes some stuff's blown out. I can bring it back, maybe I can't. But hopefully from here, there will be more videos, and I can continue to share with you guys, what I learned. I hope everyone who's watching my channel, we can all grow together, and I hope you can learn something from whatever I'm posting, because obviously I'm not, like, one of the guys that talked to me at the track was, yeah, he was super funny. He's like, you're one of my, like, I love watching your videos because you're not like any of the other YouTubers, because you're not like any of the other YouTubers. You're not like, oh, like, subscribe, da 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 da. Honestly, for me, it's kind of like a diary. It's a video diary of what I've experienced, who I've seen, things I've done, and I really don't care. You know, if you don't like it, unsubscribe, you know, give a thumbs down, whatever. If you like it, you're obviously gonna do those things. You're obviously gonna like it, you're obviously gonna subscribe to the channel, so on and so forth. And so I hope to keep it that way because obviously I don't like being called a YouTuber. I think I mentioned that multiple times. And yeah, I mean, more story times coming soon. So if you guys do have anyone that you want me to do a video with, or anyone you want me to link up with, send me a message on, or send me an email, or just even just link us up. And if it is someone I know, then there's a high likelihood that I am already going to do a video with them, but obviously it's time to do so. So yeah, see you guys on the next video, and hope you guys enjoyed the content, the videos, and just a little bit of the backstory about what's going on and some of the photos that I took. So we will see you next time.